She won't tell you. She won't say she misses you. She won't confess what she feels. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much. Some women love quietly. They love deeply, but they hide it behind silence, composure, and restraint. You won't hear it in her words. You'll see it in the way her energy changes when you walk into the room, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll walk away from someone who might have been everything. This isn't about guessing. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about psychology, human behavior stripped down to truth. Because when a woman truly loves you, her body, her eyes, her tone, all reveal what her lips won't say. Today, I'll show you the 7 silent signs that a woman is in love with you, even when she says nothing at all. Once you understand these, you'll never misread her again, because love isn't always loud. Sometimes, the real thing is quiet. Picture this. She remembers the smallest details about you. She laughs softer when you're near. She finds reasons to be around, even when she doesn't need to be. But when you look her in the eye, she looks away. She keeps her walls high, not to keep you out, but to protect what she feels inside. Most men miss it. They think silence means disinterest, but silence can also mean fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being hurt again, fear that you might not feel the same. So instead of speaking, she shows you, through patience, through small acts, through the way she chooses you in the smallest, quietest ways. Because the truth is, when a woman truly loves you, her actions speak in a language louder than words ever could. You just have to know how to listen. So pay attention. Don't chase what's loud. Learn to read what's quiet. Because sometimes, the woman who says nothing is the one who loves you the most. Sign 1. She remembers everything. It's not the big dates that give her away. It's the tiny things. The way you once laughed at a stupid childhood story, the obscure coffee you order when you're half asleep, the name of a teacher you mentioned in passing. She files them away. Not because she's trying to be charming, but because your life has become material for her inner map. You matter to her. You're no longer background noise. Most men dismiss this as politeness or a good memory. That's the mistake. Memory is selective. Her brain doesn't catalog everyone's minutiae, only those who matter. From an evolutionary and psychological standpoint, attention equals investment. When someone repeatedly encodes your trivial details, it's not trivia anymore. It's a pattern of care. She's scanning for meaning, testing whether those small facts fit into a future that includes you. Watch how she uses the information. She brings up that odd anecdote at a moment when you least expect it and you feel seen. She orders your odd coffee without being asked. She knows how your mother takes her tea. These are not coincidences. They are quiet signals. They puncture the space between you with the soft force of familiarity, and familiarity breeds emotional attachment. The Stoics taught that the outward reveals the inward. If she remembers, she has assigned value to you. She has chosen to pay attention. Pay attention back. Don't rush to fill the silence with words. Let the recognition land. When a woman stores your small details, she is building a private archive of you, a ledger that, over time, weighs heavily in favor of commitment. That's the real test. Not what she shouts, but what she quietly keeps. Sign 2. Her body always faces you. If you want to know how she truly feels, don't listen to her words. Watch her body. Human beings instinctively orient themselves toward what they value most. It's primal, it's subconscious, and it never lies. When a woman loves you in silence, her body will betray the truth she hides. Her feet, her shoulders, even her hips, they'll naturally turn toward you, even when she's speaking to someone else. She'll drift into your orbit without realizing it, pulled by a quiet gravity that she can't explain. Start with her feet. They're the most honest part of the body. When someone wants to move toward you, their feet point that way long before their words do. Her shoulders follow, her eyes flicker back to you, and the space between you slowly closes. These aren't rehearsed gestures. They're biological traces of emotional focus. Small, subconscious signals that say, "You matter." Why does this matter? Because body orientation reveals emotional investment. It's the one signal that can't be faked for long. In a crowded room, everyone's attention drifts, except hers. No matter who she's talking to, her body keeps returning to you like a compass, finding true north. But remember, observation isn't about control. It's about awareness. When you notice these signs, don't react with ego or excitement. Stay calm, stay grounded. Let your stillness speak. A Stoic man doesn't chase validation. He simply sees the truth and holds his presence with quiet strength. Because when her body keeps turning toward you, it's not random. It's instinct. And instinct, unlike words, doesn't lie. Sign 3. She goes out of her way for you. When a woman truly loves you, but stays silent, her affection won't come through words. It will come through effort. Small, quiet, deliberate actions that most men overlook. She'll go out of her way for you, not to impress, not to chase, but because something in her can't help but care. Maybe she brings you coffee without being asked. Maybe she sends you something that reminded her of you. A song, a quote, a piece of wisdom. Maybe she checks in when you're stressed, or shows up when everyone else disappears. It's not about the size of the gesture. It's about consistency. Real love doesn't shout. It shows up over and over again in the moments that matter. This kind of devotion is subtle, but it's powerful. Because it speaks to a deeper truth. She values your peace, not just your presence. She wants to make your world lighter, not to earn your approval, but because your existence already means something to her. Most men miss this. They look for loud declarations, for words that confirm what they hope to hear, but the quiet effort, the small, intentional things, that's where her love hides. And here's the key. She doesn't do this for everyone. She doesn't make time for men she doesn't care about. Her energy is sacred, and if she's choosing to invest it in you, it means you've already taken a place in her heart, even if she'll never admit it. In the end, love doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just shows up, quietly, consistently, and without a single word. Sign 4. She protects your reputation. You'll know she loves you not by how she treats you when you're around, but by how she speaks of you when you're not. When someone criticizes you, she can't just sit there in silence. She defends you, not because she's trying to impress you or prove anything, but because something deep inside her won't let your name be dragged through the dirt. It's instinct. When a woman truly cares, your honor becomes her responsibility. This is loyalty in its purest form, quiet, unseen, and often unappreciated. She won't announce it, she won't tell you about it. But when the world questions you, she stands tall in your absence. Because love, real love, protects. And that protection goes beyond words. It's in how she talks about you to others, the way she highlights your strengths, your discipline, your potential. Even when she could easily stay neutral, she chooses to stand on your side. Most men never notice this. They look for affection in touch, attention, or praise. But true loyalty lives in silence, in the moments no one sees. It's in the woman who guards your name when you're not there to defend it. When she loves you, she becomes your quiet shield. Not because she feels obligated, but because your integrity matters to her as much as her own. So pay attention to how she speaks when you're not in the room, because that's where the truth hides. In the conversations you'll never hear and the loyalty she'll never mention. Sign 5. She gets nervous around you. This isn't fear. It's a quiet, electric tension, the kind that shows up in the smallest, most human ways. Her laugh ticks up a half note. Her words stumble. She fusses with her hair or checks her reflection one more time. These aren't accidents. They're the body's language when the heart is paying attention. When a woman is truly invested, your presence nudges her nervous system. She wants to impress you, to be seen in the best possible light. That effort shows up as vulnerability. Quick breaths, small fidgets, the little rituals people do when they care what someone else thinks. It's imperfect, it's honest, and it's far more revealing than a boast or a long confession. Contrast that with indifference. If she's entirely composed, unaffected, emotionally neutral, that's a signal too. But the nervous energy, that's a sign she's emotionally active. She's rehearsing versions of herself quietly, measuring what to reveal and when. She's weighing risk and reward every time she meets your gaze. You don't need to misread this as weakness. In Stoic terms, it's evidence of attachment, not a flaw, but a map. It shows where her attention goes, and attention is investment. The woman who gets nervous for you is the one who has decided, at some level, that you matter. When you notice these signs, respond with calm. Don't exploit the vulnerability. Ground her with steadiness, not theatrics. A quiet smile, an unhurried question, a small gesture of ease. These are what make that nervousness settle into something secure and real. That's how nervous energy becomes the seed of deeper connection. Sign 6. She asks about your future. This isn't small talk disguised as curiosity. When a woman asks where you see yourself in 5 years or what truly matters to you, she's quietly running a compatibility test. She's not interrogating. She's mapping possibility. She's trying to see if her life could fit into the outline you're drawing with your choices. People who love quietly don't blur future and fantasy. They scan for alignment. Questions about dreams, priorities, and direction are how she measures whether your trajectory is one she can travel alongside. Does your ambition have integrity? Do your goals create room for partnership, or are they a solo mission? Is stability part of your plan, or is your life a perpetual experiment? Her curiosity is practical as much as it is emotional. Notice the tone. It's gentle, patient, often casual, not dramatic. She asks over coffee, in passing, or during a long walk. She listens to how you answer more than what you promise. Consistency matters. A man who speaks with clarity about his future, who names his projects, admits his priorities, owns his timeline, signals reliability. That steadiness is what converts silent interest into commitment. This is also where Stoic clarity matters. Don't perform a polished fantasy. Don't promise tomorrow to buy today's attention. Be candid, say what you want, why it matters, and what you're willing to sacrifice for it. If you're unsure, say so. Uncertainty handled honestly is better than confident fiction. Women who ask these questions are testing not for perfection, but for presence. Is this a man who has a plan and the moral backbone to see it through? If you hear these questions, treat them as an opportunity. Answer with calm, not to seduce, but to reveal. That reveal either invites her closer or gives her the data she needs to protect her own future. Either way, it's clarity. And clarity is the currency of grown men and meaningful relationships. Sign 7. Jealousy, quiet and dangerous. When another woman draws your attention and you catch her change, don't write it off as moodiness. The shift is subtle, a quieter laugh, a fractional step back, a comment that sounds casual but carries an edge. She won't dramatize. She won't seize the room. She protects the secret of caring by pretending she doesn't. That simmering ache under polite restraint is one of the clearest signs she's invested and terrified of losing you. Jealousy here is not performative. It's the private language of someone who values you enough to feel threatened, but values herself enough to hide the panic. She masks it because she fears appearing needy, because vulnerability has cost her before. So she buries the reaction beneath measured calm, which, ironically, makes her love even more honest. It's not noise. It's an alarm. What should you do when you notice it? First, don't exploit it. The cheap response, teasing her publicly, proving other options exist, only deepens insecurity and erodes trust. Instead, respond like a man with internal authority. Steady, clear, decisive. Show up in small ways that neutralize her fear. A direct message later that evening saying, "I noticed you seemed quieter. You matter to me," costs little and signals safety. An unhurried conversation, not an interrogation, gives her permission to drop the armor. Second, reciprocate the energy you see. If she's investing quietly, match it with quiet consistency. Make plans, keep them, and express appreciation for the specific little things she does. That turns simmering jealousy into secure attachment. It rewards courage rather than punishes it. Finally, if you're not interested, be honest. Leaving her guessing is cruelty disguised as convenience. Stoic love doesn't manipulate. It clarifies. If you value her, act like it. If you don't, end it cleanly. Jealousy that's hidden is a map. Read it with respect. Protect what you want. And don't be the man who misses what was standing right in front of him.